Yeah.
There we go. Okay, good. So once again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're coming from around the world. This is our international team meeting or international opportunity meeting that we usually go over a few things for the team later on. But I'm Greg. This is my beautiful wife, Minna. We're
Hi,
actually here
everyone.
just outside of Sarasota, Florida. And actually, it's been a pretty amazing day already with having so many things going on in our business. Things are growing like crazy. But today we're going to talk to you about this amazing, awesome technology. Yes, this little wafer looking thing, Lily, is a technology. It's a wearable technology that we're going to talk to you about, known as a stem cell activation patch. And when you understand the product and stuff like that, we're going to go over the meeting today, and Metta's going to talk a little bit more about kind of the format of what we're going to do. But we're excited to have you here. So
Yes, so thank you for being on. Those of you who are on early, we appreciate you. Please remind your friends to jump on if you don't see them. If you've invited anybody, please get back with them after the meeting. And if you're brand new on here, please also put in the chat who you are, who invited you. And you can use the chat for any questions you may have. We want to get through the presentation so that everybody can get on with family and work for those in the United States. And so we appreciate you all for being on. The first half of this presentation is going to be about this amazing product that is changing lives all around the world. Then we transition to the opportunity. And some of you might say, you know what, I just want to find out what this wonderful, it looks like the size of a 5 rand coin, the size of a quarter, what this patch is doing for people. If you're that person, you're more than welcome to jump off at that point, but we will continue to share the opportunity with those of you who want to participate in that. But we are grateful to have you. We are not medical professionals at all. So we're not educated in medicine. We're not here to tell you that this heals, mitigates, gives you a miracle the day you put it on, but we know that it's changing lives around the world. So we are here to share that with you, and we feel it's our social responsibility to let everybody know about this, because why should we be selfish? I don't want to be selfish. I'm telling everyone.
And so what happened to me specifically, and this is kind of the thing, I had a good friend of ours, Ken Burke, I think he might be even on, or he's going to be getting on, actually, who does a lot of work down here in the Sarasota, Bradenton area, Florida, has a publication and stuff that we got a chance to do a lot of business together. But he didn't know that I actually had a car accident back in 2016 that another car slammed the back of my car while I was at a standstill, which I slammed in front of a van in front of me, and they slammed into a truck in front of them. So my car became an accordion, did damage to my neck, my shoulder, my back. The car was totaled. Fortunately, I was able to walk out of the car. Several other people were injured, obviously, in the accident as well. But since then, I've been going to chiropractors, doing every kind of therapy imaginable. The main issue I had was specifically my neck, my back. My shoulder actually recovered. Then I re-injured my shoulder, which is always fun. But then I injured my knee on 9/11/2021 down here in the States. Here, 9/11 is a pretty significant date of what happened back in 2001. But we had a bunch of people of a workout group, along with all these firefighters, went up and down a building here called the Benderson Tower. It's a business building, basically. Up and down this thing, had stairs on one side, stairs on the other side, and went up and down this thing 18 times to represent the amount of stairs the firefighters climbed at 9/11. Well, unfortunately, I injured my knee, and that I slipped and tripped and was, oh no, kind of moments where you're like, that was just goofy. And then months later developed hip pain. Well, I can tell you right now, I wouldn't wish that the hip issues upon anybody that I know, because it is not fun. It's chronic. So my neck, my shoulder, my back, everything else. Well, my friend Ken said, "Are you familiar with the stem cell activation patch?" And I said, "We heard about it, heard a little about it, never really researched it." He said, "You got to try it." Put it on. 3 days later, no knee pain, no hip pain, no shoulder pain, no neck pain, no back pain, gone. I'm like, what in the world is this? How does this thing work? Literally watched a bunch of videos, did several hours of watching things, and I'll never forget the lightning bolt moment. I went, oh my goodness, this is real. This is the real deal. Oh my goodness. And so Men and I said, you know what? I'm going to continue using this, and literally went to my chiropractor a week and a half later, canceled my normal Monday chiropractor appointment, pushed it back a week, and he couldn't even adjust me. He said, "You're in perfect homeostasis." He goes, "What in the world are you doing? Are you cheating on me? Thinking I'm going to the chiropractor, joking around?" And I'm like, "No." So he researched everything else, and the rest is history. We now got business in 23 countries around the world. So I partnered with Ken and then the other people on the team, and we now have the team that we're part of is the fastest growing team in the world. So if you like the idea of helping people, you're at the right place today. So what we're going to talk about today is, again, like Mena said, the product and stuff like that. So the first thing we talk about, once again, is elevating your what's called the copper peptides, specifically the GHK copper peptides, which activate your stem cells, which basically helps regenerate your body. So the one thing that we're going to talk about is, once again, what the research that I started doing is I started researching, okay, who is this? What's this company, and what is everything in this? And so the product we're talking about is LifeWave, from the company LifeWave, and it's called X39. So again, I started researching about that, found out that David Schmidt was a CEO and inventor of X39, over 130 patents. Now, again, I don't know if everybody has patents, but my wife knows patent attorneys and knows what it takes them to do patents. They're not cheap. They take a long time. So he's a scientist and an inventor. So as an inventor, he started patenting different things, started working with the Navy and the Navy SEALs, helping them to stay alert for 36 hours during critical missions and stuff like that. Started developing other different patches over years, and specializing in age reversing was the main thing he started doing. In 2008, he focused his attention on stem cell research. I thank God for people like this that actually make our lives better because of the work that they've done. And this one product took 10 years, $4.5 million worth of research and development to bring to market. And we're just so grateful that he actually put this together for us to utilize and change our lives.
So it is a patented technology, and this patent was issued in July of 2020. The number is 1071695B1, and it is 31 pages long. And the thing is, I mean, if you're wanting to go ahead and read it, you can find it on thisisatinfo.com. It's right there. But my background being law, I know some of my colleagues are specialized in patents and registering patents for their clients. And it's very specialized field. It takes a lot of time, a lot of work, a lot of research, because you have to prove that there's nothing else like this product out there, okay? The other thing is, if you're making certain allegations, factual statements in the documents, you have to be able to prove that, in fact, what you're saying is legitimate. It actually does happen. And I just love to read this very brief excerpt that we all have in front of us. It says, improvements in energy. Well, it actually says, including activation of stem cells, improvements in energy, elevation of antioxidants, reduction in inflammation, big one, management of pain, improvements in stamina, elevation of collagen, production, improved wound healing. That's a number of things there, and we have seen people, we've experienced some of those things as well, and thank God, it's in the documents and people are experiencing that.
Yeah. And so it being in there, we talked to people about it. So do you like the idea of this? And people like, I'd like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it's pretty amazing. So the thing that also I didn't know, and I've asked a lot of people since then, did you know this? We've only found one person that actually knew this, but basically, as people are getting older and older, you think about stem cells, they basically are the kind of part of the building blocks. They can become any cell they need to. So they can become a brain cell. They can become an eye cell. They become a skin cell, a nerve cell, muscle cell, whatever it needs to be. So if I break my arm, literally the stem cells will go there and repair the broken arm. It's pretty amazing how God's created our bodies to actually heal. But what I didn't know is that by the time you're 30, you have half the stem cell activity that you had basically when you're younger. Because when you stop growing, you don't need as many stem cells, so it starts diminishing. Well, by the time that you're 60, you have 5 to 10% maybe. Now, I'm 53. I was 51 when we started using this product. I'm like going, and I felt like I was in my 60s because I was healthy. I just had all these challenges, basically all these different, injuries. And so it affected my health. So if you've noticed that, the challenges that people have as they age, as you start improving the stem cell activity, it's amazing what happens. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that.
So how the X39 works, it's a proprietary form of phototherapy. Had no idea what that meant, but if you go and look at thisisatinfo.com, you'll see this is all explained. They patented nanocrystal technology, reflecting our lights, our own lights to activate, not transdermal, meaning nothing actually goes into your body. It's not invasive. No drugs, chemicals, or stimulants, and not invasive, like I said. And this product is not intended to diagnose, to treat, to cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition.
Yep. And the part that you might be familiar with, like if you think about phototherapy or light therapies, when we go out in the sun, we live in the sunshine state here in Florida, so we get a lot of sun. But when the sun hits our skin, basically the rays of light from the skin or from the sun basically hit our skin, and literally it's a frequency that's actually interacts with our body. So the skin is our biggest organ, and what it does, it elevates things in our body, like Vitamin D. A lot of people say, well, I get vitamin D from the sun. Well, the sun's not pushing out vitamin D. It's pushing out a frequency that interacts with our body that basically elevates it. So kind of think about our own body's heat and light, hit this patch, reflecting back in, which stimulates the skin, that activates our own GHK copper peptides that actually activate our own stem cells. The GHK copper peptides, as you research it on the site, they call it the holy grail of anti-aging. It's pretty amazing, what happens. So did you want to talk about this?
Yes, so this is a topography map. Sorry, I'm actually
and we're gonna have a video that's gonna explain this more from David Schmidt during this meeting.
I'm playing admin and trying to focus here. So this is a topography map of a 77-year-old woman's brain. David Schmidt wanted to show what was happening in her brain when it comes to inflammation, and he told her to place this X39 on the back of her neck. Session 1 is a scan of her brain before she places this on her neck. And you see a lot of those bright colors, reds and orange and yellows. And his explanation of that is inflammation in the brain, meaning the brain cells are not cooperating. They're not really functioning properly. So there's a lack of brain coherence. Same lady, 3 weeks later, she starts to wear this every day, the patch on the back of her neck. She stays hydrated, and he scans her brain, and you see a lot of those bright colors are no longer existing, meaning the inflammation has detoxed, okay? Improved brain coherence, no forgetfulness, it's limited now. Then session 3, just 6 weeks later, the same lady, consistently, because that's how you do testing, consistently wearing this at the back of the neck and staying hydrated. No more of those bright colors, complete turnaround, so detox of that inflammation and better brain coherence. And so David Schmidt, a question was posed to him and asked of him, well, if someone eats healthy and just greens and drinks water, no, no smoking, no kind of crazy lifestyle, wouldn't that brain scan look the same? And David Schmidt said, well, probably could get to that point, but it will take so much longer than 6 weeks.
And all the other changes.
Yes, and all the other changes that they had to make in their diets and everything else.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that David Schmidt said, if that is just the scan of her brain, if he scanned her entire body, her body would have probably looked like it did in session 1 with all that inflammation happening.
Yeah, it's amazing. And so we're going to share a video in a little bit that explains a little bit more about that. But the benefits of X39, this could be 10 pages long, seriously. So these are the ones we talk about. Well, one thing we see with people is increased strength. Now, again, this is for everybody, whether it's an athlete or an elderly person. It helps obviously getting stronger and stronger. Reduce inflammation. You just saw that in the basically the brain scan, what happens, but that happens in the entire body. Increased stamina is something that's huge. So when people look at what is it that basically creates vitality and energy and everything else, you talk about stamina is a big part of that. So energy and vitality is what people look for. So people are drinking all kinds of drinks, if you know, I'm talking about energy drinks and popping pills and doing all kinds of stuff, drinking tons of coffee to basically have energy. What if you can naturally increase your energy level without doing all those things? So that's amazing how people notice, they go, I just feel better. I feel amazing. The other part is mental clarity. A lot of people talk about brain fog and all these other types of things that happen. I had that because of COVID, and it was awful. I'm like going, okay, people say, well, you're getting older. I'm like, I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. I'm like, no, it's not that. And literally a few weeks after using this product, I felt like I walked out of a cloud. That's the only way I can explain it. When they talk about, brain fog, I felt like I walked right out of a cloud of fog. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And focus and other things really made a huge difference. Restored muscle and skeletal conditions. Like when my chiropractor said to me, he said, Greg, he said, you're in perfect homeostasis. He goes, I can't even adjust you. That's part of it. I mean, that was literally something within a week and a half that I noticed that huge difference. But we've seen this with a ton of other people, all kinds of different things that happen when your body starts getting in balance. Improvement in sleep. I don't know if you want to share that real quick, but that's amazing.
Yeah. In fact, we just got off a Zoom with a young man out of, where is he?
He's out of Alabama.
Alabama.
Yep.
He's like, I share Mena's testimony about sleep everywhere. So yes, my sleep, oh my goodness, I couldn't sleep for the longest time as a lawyer and helping with litigation and things like that. You go to bed with everybody's problems. And so it would take me hours to fall asleep. And I was like, really, like, how on earth do you just put your head on the pillow and go to sleep?
Yeah. I take those
And
ideas, I crumble them up
he's like,
for tomorrow,
he's
not
like,
now.
close your mind or stop thinking. I'm like, I can't, because I'm worrying about everybody's problems. Anyway, so you know, I started to use the products, and about a week and a half later, I was like, oh my goodness, what on earth is happening? I have the most amazing sleep, not just sleep, but rested sleep. When I feel like, oh my gosh, I'm done sleeping now, I got to get up.
Yeah.
Whereas before I used to drag myself, oh my gosh, is it already like 5:30 in the morning? I got to get up. Now I'm like, I want to get up because I've slept and I've rested. And the other thing with sleep is, you know, your body needs it to repair, to heal. You know, we need it. Otherwise, we can get ill if we're not sleeping.
Especially that deep sleep.
Yeah. And I'm dreaming. Oh my goodness, every night. He used to tell me his dreams. I'm like, I don't dream. I don't know how you dream. Like, what on earth is that?
Now she tells me the dreams that look kind of weird.
So I absolutely, you know, I used to hate going to bed at night because I was worried about not being able to fall asleep. Now I'm like, I'm ready to get to bed now, and I fall asleep as soon as I hit the pillow.
Yeah, but the other thing is, the last one is improved skin appearance. And this is also for hair, skin, and we'll talk about that, but skin appearance has been huge. And we're going to show some, actually, a video that actually I clipped from a segment from David Schmidt. We were going to actually have someone share today, but they weren't able to be on the meeting today to share. So we're going to have them share hopefully next week. But the key to this, again, is achieving optimal health, a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. If you like that idea, that's what this does. It's pretty amazing. So the one thing I love is the long-term results, because this is something that we've been now wearing this for over 18 months, and we absolutely love it. So we talk to people about the long-term results. We've experienced all of this. So what's amazing is the first few days, 4,000 genes begin to reset. Now, I still don't understand exactly how this works. I don't understand genetics. I don't know exactly what each of these different things, do. But one thing I do know is that your body goes into a reboot. They start talking about how your body goes reboot. Well, I do know that yesterday my computer was bogging down. So what did I do? Did I keep on working on it, hoping it was going to self-raise? No, I rebooted the computer. I restarted, and it started fresh up again. Well, that's what happens in our body. Some people hear about all these supplements. They talk about, oh, genes and this and that, like resveratrol. We hear a lot about resveratrol specifically because they said that resets genes as well. It resets 2 genes. This resets 4,000 based upon all the case studies that they've done. You go to, this is an info, learn more about that. Within 6 weeks, like we showed, your brain becomes balanced. Within 3 months, collagen levels increase. Hashtag collagen anywhere. It's amazing that every store you go into now, it sells it. And I don't know internationally, but it seems like everywhere. We're in South Africa, we saw it everywhere too.
Yeah.
The collagen peptides, the powders, the drinks, the this and that. Men just take collagen shots, How about if you elevated actually your own collagen level? There's a great video from a doctor talking about, he said most of the collagen people drink is not even absorbed the right way. It's not even transferred the right way. So you're not even getting the right amount of collagen. It's not improving your own collagen level. This does it automatically in your own body naturally. This is the big one. Within 6 months, your heart reverses in age. We have so many testimonials of that. People talking about, once again, all kinds of heart issues, people getting checked up, even cardiologists going, your heart is younger. I mean, it's amazing what happens. But they said on an average in 6 months is 8 years younger based upon studies that they've done. It's amazing how people can study these different things. It's pretty amazing. That's why David Schmidt has a pretty bold statement saying, this is not anti-aging, it's age reversing. That's a pretty bold statement, but it's pretty amazing, what actually.
And who doesn't want to reverse in age?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I think everybody's looking for some way to stay young.
Yeah. And we've had people say, well, should I wear this just until the pain goes away or until this happens or this changes? I go, all I know is we're on a down escalator age-wise. Stem cells going down and down. Now, what if it stopped and started going back up and up and up and up and up? So literally when you talk about, I feel like I'm in my 30s now. Literally 2 years ago, I felt like I was in my 60s. So, I mean, it's just amazing the difference of what happens. So how we wear this is pretty simple. We basically wear it 12 hours a day. Basically, a couple places they recommend is basically behind the neck, which is called the C7, which is basically, if you feel in the back of your neck, there's a bump back there. That's basically where a nerve bundle kind of connects to the central nervous system to the rest of your body. That's a great place. Another one is below the belly button, usually for gut or lower body issues. Those are usually different ones that they recommend for that. But once again, you wear it for 12 hours on, 12 hours off. My timer says 9 a.m. it goes on, 9 p.m. We were on a Zoom meeting last night at 9 p.m. I took my patch off. Basically, I put a new one on at 9 o'clock this morning. So I recommend setting a timer for that. But then once again, you can wear more than one time, but you take it off, throw it out, and then just drink plenty of water. Why? And we recommend spring water, mineral water, other things that have minerals in it, because you need to have minerals the reason why so many people here in the US use purified water. If it says purified, there's nothing wrong with that, but they stripped out all the minerals. Sometimes they put a little bit of minerals back. Normally they put a tiny bit of sodium. That's not enough minerals and the trace minerals that we need. So we recommend Celtic salt, Himalayan salt, all these different other things, even adding to food and stuff like that. They add minerals to help, but definitely spring water is going to help. So there are a lot of things that we normally show, pictures we show, stuff like that, but I came across a video this past weekend that I said, I'm going to clip this video, 6 minutes long. I want you to hear from the founder himself, David Schmidt. Actually, I'm going to show this first. So I thought I had the first. But there's a couple of the doctors that we promote. One is a plastic surgeon. Once again, is actually Evan Schneider talking about, he's a plastic surgeon that he sees results from people. It used to take 5 to 7 weeks for recovery when he did the laser plastic surgery. Now he's getting results in 7 to 10 days because he uses this patch 30 days prior to the actual procedure, and people were getting tremendous results. He's got a whole video explaining about that. Another one is Dr. Leland Stillman, who's actually on our website, thisisit.info.com. Watch that video. Once again, you'll be fascinated. He is an expert in light therapy. He goes, what's this little patch going to do? And he said he figured out that all these other machines are high-level intensity light therapy for short periods of time, 15 to 30 minutes. He said, this is actually low-level stimulation, low-level light therapy for long periods of time, 12 hours a day. So he started using it with his patients and realized he's getting better results than 99% of the stuff that he already does. So now it's an automatic for every single one. And he's a huge advocate for it. He didn't even know about this product. And that gives you an idea also from a standpoint that if he didn't even know as an expert in light therapy about this product, how massive this opportunity is just to share with others, because 99% of people don't even know this product exists. So this is what I was talking about. So David Schmidt, there's a couple of videos out there, but I'm going to play a clip. Pay attention and watch the different before and afters. It's actually amazing, but he's also going to talk about the brain scans. So I kept that in there talking about different brain scans, and some people see results right away. Some people take a little bit longer. That's where they talk about 6 months of that here. So let me play this video real quick.
Now, we've done over 9 studies on X39. I just picked a few to share with you today. This is another one from someone that you might recognize, Dr. Gaetan Chevalier. We've been working with Dr. Chevalier now for more than 10 years. Very fortunate and blessed to be working with him. And this is an initial study that we did on brain mapping using a P3 system. This was an open label study with 12 participants over the age of 50. And this was a little bit longer term. We wanted to find out with the EEG system what happens over a period of 3 weeks and 6 weeks. For those of you that are familiar with this system, you'll appreciate these dramatic effects. Session 1 is baseline, session 2 is after 3 weeks, and session 3 is after 6 weeks. This is a 77-year-old woman. We wouldn't expect there to be any dramatic changes because there's virtually no stem cell activity in someone this age. Yet by using X39 to elevate copper peptide, we find that there can be dramatic improvements in brain coherence, which is what this shows, in only 3 weeks. Now, some people it takes a little bit longer. This is a 67-year-old man, and you can see in session 1 that there were issues with brain coherence. We start to see an improvement after 3 weeks, but we don't get a dramatic improvement until 6 weeks. So some people are going to respond a little bit faster. So we encourage people to stay on the product at least a month to give it a try. Although most people are going to respond and get an effect within the first 7 to 10 days. Now, what does this mean in real life since we're talking about healing? This is a gentleman in Italy, and he had open heart surgery in 2017, and it left a pretty significant scar. We went to pre-launch with X39 in July 2018, so he began to use it. And you can see after only 1 month, there is a dramatic reduction in the appearance of that scar. This was a more recent surgery, and you can see after 2 weeks, a dramatic improvement in healing. Now, some people prefer to apply the patch near the site of the wound, and that's perfectly fine. But again, it's not necessary. Just wearing it at the lower dantian or at the back of the neck at GB14, stomach 36, large intestine 4, or spleen 6, wherever you like. This is a young man who was getting ready for a job interview, and a few days before the interview, he fell in a snowboard accident and got cut up pretty bad. But you can see that 5 days of X39, he had a remarkable result. This gentleman nearly lost his hand in a car accident. And after using X39 for just 2 months, there's barely the sign of a scar. So remarkable result here. This was a young boy in Denmark who caught his fingertip in a door and had it severed off. His parents rushed him to the hospital. They reattached the fingertip, and the doctor had said, well, the fingertip's going to die. But the father begged with him to reattach it. And in fact, the fingertip started to die. They applied X39, and you can see just 2 months later, the finger is back to normal. And he regained use of the fingertip. Should not even have been possible. Now, what about if someone does not have an injury? Well, one of the things that stem cells do really well is increase production of collagen. Collagen is the most abundant protein in the body. And of course, we need collagen to repair injury. But we all lose collagen with age. So people that don't have injury, we can see how they can benefit. We can get a very significant reduction of lines and wrinkles. And you can see this woman here, her name is Mandy. She's from Australia. After 1 year of using X39, we see this effect that we call youth renewal, which means after a year of getting those stem cells to act like younger, healthier cells, she begins to look younger. Now, here's a dramatic example of this. This woman at the time was 93, and she was suffering with a number of very serious health conditions. Her daughter wanted her to use X39 to improve her health. Her daughter is a LifeWave distributor, and gave the patch to her mom. And you can see after 2 months, everyone was absolutely shocked to see how in such a short period of time, her health improved.
So one of the things that's amazing that when I actually saw that video, I said, I have to share that with others. Even people that say, well, do you have testimonies? Do you have this or that? It's pretty amazing. So this one here, I've shown people before. I say, because there's an updated version of this. This is what she looks like now. So the young gal in Australia talked about that basically looked a little bit older. This is what she looks like now. So when you talk about youth renewal, it's pretty amazing. So thisisitinfo.com has a bunch of videos on it talking about, once again, how the product works. I recommend watching the first 2 videos, basically the 2 short ones, and then watching the one from Dr. Stillman. And actually, the second video, it has actually with David Schmidt actually being interviewed by one of the leaders on our team at one of the conventions. On those, if you scroll down to the bottom, it's got a doctor's medical section for medical doctors to review and actually hear from other doctors why they're using it with other patients. The other page was always going to the testimonials. So at the very top, you can click on testimonies. You can also look at the patents and the studies, but you can click on specific ones for sleep. I got to have my wife do one for the sleep because it's been such a dramatic difference for that. All these are the people that, once again, it's pretty awesome. I don't know why people are raising their hands. All these different ones for the heart, for different things and stuff like that. But once again, you talk about disability movement, dialysis, all these different things. So check out those different things, because that's going to, once again, give you some other testimonials.
Yeah, I just want to say, if you're raising a hand for a question, can you just put it in the chat?
Yes.
We'll deal with it, and then we'll open up for questions later on.
Yeah, absolutely. So people say, well, how do I get started with this? So this is a couple of different things. For those who are just interested from a product, you're going to want to get back to the person that actually talked to you about this so they can actually show you exactly the best way to do this. So What we do is you can get it at the retail price, but we recommend getting at the wholesale price. There's 3 different packages. We can talk about just the one right now. We'll talk more about that from business builder standpoint afterwards, but this is the one we recommend. If you say, I'm just interested from a product standpoint, we recommend, it's like buying 2, getting 1 free. The retail price is normally $150. Wholesale is $99, and they could sell this for a whole lot more. And David Schmidt says, I want to make this available to anybody. What a sleeve means is 30-day supply, 30 patches that are in there. And once again, then we help people get on auto ship so you can experience these the stuff long term. It's a product. It is the best product ever used in my entire life. And trust me, I've tried a ton of different things. So one of the things that we do is probably make sure that
just hold on a second.
You just mute.
Okay.
If you want to mute, okay, there you go. So if she needs to mute all, we can do that. So there's some people that are getting some work done. So anyway, so last part to this is that we're going to kind of shift now, go into more of the opportunity. So again, if you do need to bounce off, great, get together with the person that wants to, that you can get the product. But if you're interested in sharing this with others and getting the product for free, we're going to talk a little bit more, about that. So the biggest part to this really is, why would you want to do something different than you're currently doing? Now, we don't watch the news. I'm just being honest. We don't watch the news, but I've been told by a lot of people, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world today, and there's a lot of challenges, there's a lot of issues that are going on. And today people are looking for income streams more than before. They're looking at being healthier than ever before since COVID. They're thinking of what can I do to stay healthy, become more youthful, and actually make more money. Well, that's what we're talking about here. So when we talk about an opportunity in a business, it's staggering what can happen. So for a lot of people, it's idea saying, I just want to have more time with my family. I like to have more time. I want to be able to travel. I like the idea of security. This is the number one thing we keep on hearing people say, I need to have extra income, because they said, from 2 years ago, people need to make an extra $1,000 basically based upon the area you live. In Florida, it's more than that per month extra, literally to live in the same lifestyle that you had 2 years ago, because inflation has taken off like crazy. So for a lot of people, they like to have better health. We're on a mission to basically have not only less debt, but no debt, becoming debt free. And we're going to have someone sharing in a little bit talking about that. But once again, the biggest part to that is, once again, for me was freedom. In 14 months, I replaced my 6-figure income, because that was my number one dream. So I started running with this business on the side of my full-time job, and actually was able to replace that income. And we're so glad we started running. I'm so glad that Ken shared this with us. So do you want to talk about,
so the company itself has been around for 19 years. In fact, we celebrate the 20th year anniversary this year. And they went from 20 million in 2021. Sorry.
We got the mowers right outside our window. It happens every time we do this meeting on Mondays. And so go ahead.
To 320 million in 2022, and closed at 430 million last year, 2023, and predicted to close close to 700 million US this year, and be $1 billion company next year, opening over 75 countries. And the great thing I love about this, okay, because we have been involved in other small business, and we know a lot of our friends that are involved in small business, other networks, okay. And if we shared skincare or hair care or supplements for someone, they were telling me why they have the best product, or they were going to get it at a discount, or they were going to get it at an Ulta or at a CVS. And I had to try and convince them, or my friends have to try and convince me why their skincare or their hair care is better. But when we share this X39 with people, oh my goodness, it's like, tell me about that again. Where do I get it? How soon can I get it? And everyone, well, pretty much 99.9% of people are interested from the health perspective, because we all know someone who's hurting physically, maybe even emotionally, and we all know someone who's hurting financially. So, why would we not give them a solution? We have a solution here.
Yeah. And when you find something that's amazing that's affected your life or affecting other people's lives, I'm so thankful that Ken actually, he basically, I don't even know if he had a testimony himself personally, but he was writing in all these other people's testimonies that he basically said, Greg, you've got to try this. And mine was 3 days. Some people it takes 3 weeks, 3 months. But again, it's such an easy share. I've never pushed weight loss, because that's not an easy share. Oh, you need to lose weight. Yeah, that's not a good idea to tell people that. So the company itself is the fastest growing momentum company in the world, of any network company in the world. So they've reached the momentum rank of #1. They've held that rank for now, I don't even know, 4 or 5 months or whatever, just growing by leaps and bounds. And they actually just won an award by the direct sales news. Basically, in 2024, they won the 2024 Global Bravo Awards, which they take the company that's grown the fastest out of the past 4 years. They said it's unheard of for a company that's already well established. Like, this company's been around for 20 years. So basically, that's well established, that they've grown from 16 years to 20 years to basically that kind of growth. Normally, they're startups. The people that's come in startup, and they've had a growth because they go by percentage of growth. And when you look at the amount of growth that we've had by example, has been huge. So this is in a convention we went to, and actually called This Is It. And it's actually the convention. We're going to have another one actually in Orlando. But Steve and Gina Merritt have built a massive team around the world, and they're coaching us and mentoring us, along with some of the people like Ken and Diana that we're working with very closely. But this is like the sales. When you look at, once again, 2023, the blue basically is the line for the team. The green line splits to 2023 sales for the corporation.
Yeah. So say the team. This is a team.
This is the team. We've actually outgrown. We're outpacing the company itself to give you the fastest growing team within the actual Lifeway business, which is fantastic. So again, how we make the money is really simple. I'm going to go a very high level overview. There's great videos. You can check out information more about this. But again, it's as simple as finding 4 people. It's simple as finding 4 people and helping those 4 people find 4 people. Those people find 4 people, and those people, and so on and so forth. But what really happens is that if you look at your phone, most people, they can look at their phone, they got hundreds of names. Some people got thousands of names. I said, do you think there's 4 people in there that could possibly use this product? And some of those would probably want to promote the product. And I'm telling you right now, that's pretty amazing. So what happens is we build basically what's called a binary, where and this is only one of 4 ways we make money, but as a binary, you get registered in the business. We're gonna talk about the different levels, but I usually recommend getting in the gold level or moving up to the gold level, and then bringing 2 people silver and above on the right, 2 people silver and above left. Don't worry about the details. Just know you bring in 2 people on each side. You're known as a manager. What happens, this person here goes, I got big dreams, I got big goals. This person goes, I got big dreams. Can I become a manager too? Absolutely. Now what happens, we help that person, help this person. Now you got to manage the right measure. You become a director. You can make up to $2,500 a week. You find a director on one side, a director on the other side, you can make up to $3,500 a week. And it just grows from there. So literally it goes from, basically, for someone who basically just starts out, can make up to $1,500 a manager, up to $2,500 as a director. Once again, senior director, then the rest of it is just based upon volume from there. So we basically hit these different levels, hit executive director in less than 2 months. We basically went to presidential. We doubled our volume in less than 2 months, and we're basically on track to get senior presidential done pretty quickly. So it's pretty amazing how fast things happen. We've been a part of other networks. We've never seen growth like this.
And this is just one of the ways.
Yeah, it's just one
making
of 4 ways
of earning in this business.
Yeah,
one of the ways.
And it's not even the biggest one. So the biggest one is this, what's called the matching bonus. So it's another way of we making money. But what happens is that when you have a matching bonus, that means we want to help other people succeed. So use an example here. That imagine you know people that say, I want to develop a business. You help them. You're now going to get 25% of their their binary money. So say they're making $1,000 a week. Now you're making $250 a week. Now, if you had 10 people like that, $250 a week times 10, it can be pretty significant. But you can find other people that will build this, like our friend Ken that makes over $10,000 a week. Imagine getting 25% of his bonus. Now, my friend Ken, he's sponsored over, I don't even know, 180 people personally, and we're one of them. Imagine getting 20% of our bonus, right? And all the other people that he's basically sponsored. And then imagine we've sponsored over 170 plus people personally, so you get 20% of that. The reason I mention this is that this one here is capped at $25,000 a week. Not bad. That's $1.3 million a year. I don't know of anybody who said, no, I don't like that idea. 1.3 million is not bad, but I don't like caps like anybody else. But unlimited, there's people making over $100,000 a week from this part here. So if you understand the amount of money can be made, it's huge. But we really want to back that up to say, what if you made an extra 20,000 Rand a month? That's about $1,000 a month. What if we could help you do that? What if you could make an extra 1,000 euros or an extra $1,000 a month? Would that make a difference in your life? What if we can help you make an extra $1,000 or 20,000 Rand per week? Right? Well, how does your life change then? An extra $52,000 a year plus, growing, from there, because it's not fixed. It continues to grow, which is pretty amazing. How would your life change? What would you do differently? That's what you really want to think about going, wait a minute, if I could make it just an extra
Yeah.
$1,000, then I could probably do the other ones. And then we're going to talk about in a couple of minutes about how to make $1,000 a day.
And it really isn't pie in the sky, because
No.
we know it's happening for a lot of our
Yeah.
friends. I mean, we would not be here talking about this if this was not factual.
Yeah.
We see it.
It's better than we thought it was. I mean, literally, we're calling people up going, remember I told you about the business? It's bigger than I thought it was. I got to tell you more about this. I can explain what happened. I fired my job back in January. I mean, it's like, so it's pretty amazing.
We're so grateful that we made a decision to get on board and not watch it happen.
Yep, exactly.
Because, you know, we're hoping that you see this picture and
Yep.
you say, you know what,
Mm-hmm.
I can do something with this.
Yeah. So really what I want to mention now is the two other packs that we always recommend. So as a business builder, if you say, I want to make money, we recommend the gold pack. So in order to become a manager, director, and all the other levels, you have to be at the gold level or above. This is the one that we say, tell people, say, hey, if you want to get started and just kind of like, you know, grow a little bit, great. If you say, I'm serious, I want to make big money, I really want to build this, this is what we did. So when Ken said to me, he said, Greg, he said, imagine having 10,000 acres of land ready for seeding. It's fertile land ready for seeding. How much seed do you want? I'm like, give me a tractor trailer load. We're going to have a harvest. Because I looked at this and I said, I wanted to get these packs. So we got in the diamond pack. We paid $1,600 plus tax and shipping, like $1,700. And then we went to work calling people, contacting people. And I said, tell you what, because I was taught to this through Kenny. So he said, what you want to do is give this product to people as soon as possible. So you can give them patches, you can everything else. So he said, better yet, when they register, you can, if they're local to you, can give them a sleeve temporarily, meaning that you lend them a sleeve. And when their product comes in 5 to 7 days later, they can give you a sleeve. Because I don't want people waiting. I tell people, you want to start right away, right? They're like, yeah. So we just start exchanging back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. People locally, 2.5 weeks later, we made our money back. Our first month, we made over $2,800. That was our first month. Now we're doing a lot more than that per week. So if you understand what can happen, it's amazing that things that are going on. And so it's pretty awesome. So then the other most important part is getting on the product and utilizing the subscription, because this is the key to business in general. Everything you're looking at, people want to be on subscriptions. Why? Because it's residual in nature. We've developed a 6-figure, residual income.
And just so that you know, our business week runs from a Monday to a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And the amazing thing is, when you wake up on a Monday morning and you look at your back office, and we've been sleeping here in the United States, and we wake up and we see hundreds, thousands of dollars in our back office. Like,
soon it's gonna be hundreds of thousands.
Making money while you sleep.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, how good is your sleep?
Yeah.
When you're making money while you sleep. So just wanted to share that, because, you know, just this morning I was like, this is amazing.
Yes.
We did nothing between midnight last night and this morning. And
tomorrow we'll wake up and there's more money. And the next thing there's more money. So.
And the other thing is, which Greg didn't touch on, is if you're saying, you know what, it's a little steep for me to start at $499, you know, you can start at the $299 and you can upgrade.
Yep.
And then you're going to get the difference between the gold package. So you'll get
pay the difference.
2 of these instead of the 5 when you upgrade, because you already got 3 and you're going to pay the difference. You're going to pay $499 less $299, so $200.
Yeah. And so one last thing, as far as, so in order to maximize the commission, we teach people how to actually maximize the commission. I just did a call just before the Zoom with this. You want to be at the gold level and above, basically, and 2 sleeve auto ship. When you do that, you can max out, keep all the points and max out the compensation plan. There's videos and other information on there that explains all these details. But again, one thing we always recommend is go to thisisitteam.com and you can look at the compensation plan. There's 3 great videos. The first video is from Steve and Gina Merritt. They've got over 165,000. I think he said 175,000 now. People on his team. I mean, the team is growing exponentially. It's just amazing. Ken's experienced the exact same thing. And then there's a system. There's a system we use. The pro system is you want to patch, expose the X39 every day. We recommend 5 people a day, but some people say 3 people. Whatever you pick the number. Some people say, I can do 10 a day.
Just
whatever you want to do.
Something.
Consistently every single day, and then revisit with those people, follow up. So once again, even if it's a 5 people, you want to follow 5 people the next day, and then share the opportunity with other people. So we have other different Zoom events and different things that you want to definitely tie into. So we have basically meetings here in the US, 8 o'clock tonight, 10 o'clock tonight. There's another one that they do for the UK at 3. It's at 8 p.m. their time. It's 8 p.m. their time in the UK. Is that correct?
It's 8 p.m.
It's 3 p.m.
9 p.m. South African time.
And it's 3 p.m. Our time here. Sydney is another one. So Wednesday, 8 p.m. Steve and Gina Merritt are going to be sharing then. And then Friday is another 12 o'clock Zoom. So one that's good for the US for 12 o'clock, but also it's only a 30-minute Zoom But the key to this is team teaching. You want to learn, once again, more about, how to, how to build this business, what to do. And they do a team teaching, and all these things are done on YouTube. And there's different meetings going on in different areas. So Coral Springs is tonight. We got people that are on here. They're going to be at the Coral Springs meeting tonight. They're bringing people. We got people in Atlanta that are going to be at that meeting next, in the 25th. And then on the 29th, here in Sarasota, Florida, is going to be talking about, once again, Steve and Gina Merritt are going to be in Sarasota, Florida. And so we have our mentor and coach out here that I want him to talk about this, and then also talk about the Believe Convention that's coming up. What? No, that's after this.
Okay.
Yes. So after this.
So stay on, because we're going to be doing some recognition as well. So
Ken, so I want to have the guy who talked to me about this. He said he was able to jump on today. He had some eye surgery that was done, so he actually had to. He's got his cool. They look like to me like goggles from what's it called, skydiving. So Ken, if you want to unmute yourself and share a little bit about, once again, what's going on in your business. I think you're growing a little bit. He's just phenomenal. I mean, again, someone who loves the Lord. We pray together. We were praying together earlier today for everybody who's on here, but Lily to helping to serve other people. So go ahead, Ken. I'd love for you to share.
Well, thanks, Greg and Mena, and great job. So excited for what the Lord has done since you got engaged after we shared this opportunity with you. And welcome everybody. If I haven't had an opportunity to meet you, at least on the Zoom yet, hopefully in person sometime in the near future, because we're all basically part of what we call family, friends and family. It's a family. And, in life, we're all looking for, what are we looking for? Really looking to just be happy, right? And looking to have more love in our life, more health to enjoy it, and some finances to be able to have a little more freedom. And, and I don't know, about where you may work. I know in America, there was a report that came out by Forbes magazine. It said 76% of those who currently work, they don't like their job. And beautiful thing about this amazing opportunity is that it's not a job. I don't know about you, but I'm not looking for one more thing to do, right? Who wants one more thing to do? We got enough to do. We're trying to do less, right? And the beautiful paradox with this opportunity is it creates this gift called belief. Belief is like a ship. When you place it in the water, it displaces the water. So belief makes room for itself. And when you put a patch on, see what it does for you, share this patch and watch what it does for your loved ones and your family, this thing of belief wells up within our soul. And what's the next thing you want to do is you want to tell somebody. That's not work. That's excitement. That's fulfillment. That's energy. That's momentum. That's movement, right? So belief is contagious. And a lot of people don't think I have a whole lot of belief on their job. Where here now they can put a patch on, sleep better, feel better, focus better, perform better on their job, be excited to want to share with their coworkers about this patch, and then watch miracles begin to occur. And in their life, watch their bank account begin to rise, and their belief at the same time begins to just get bigger. Right? And that spreads, right? And that is beautiful because belief creates action. And the Bible says faith without deeds and faith as belief is dead. The word believe in the Bible is pistio. In the Greek, it means to adhere to, rely, and have full dependency upon, and it can only be seen by what we do. And so when you believe, it creates doing. And so it reveals itself, and it's not work. Right? It's a beautiful work. It's a work with the energy of God, I believe. And so this patch helps it excite that which we all have inside of us, which we all want more of. We want to believe. We want to be moved, right? Without having to take effort, like go do some burpees, you know what I'm saying? Or all you gotta do is put a patch on, right? And just wear it long enough because you'll see it, right? And the beautiful thing also is, I just want to get real with you. Hey, everybody we share this patch with, guess what? They're not always interested. Everybody who wears this patch, they don't see it initially, and they're like, oh. Well, here's the beautiful thing about belief. I said belief makes room for itself. And so what happens is you're going to come across 4 types of people. 1, the birds take it. 2, the weeds choke it. 3, the sun scorches it. But 4, you'll hit that good soil. So it's like the minority of people you come with, they're the ones who are going to build the majority of your life. And what happens is when you get those people excited, then your belief from the minority, say the 80-20 rule, 20% of your people are going to do 80% of get it done. 20% of people you talk to are really going to want this. Then what happens is when you see it with belief, then that 20% becomes equal to 100% of why you're doing this, and the other 80% just don't matter. So belief displaces disbelief and gives you the power to stay believing, stay sharing. So here we are 20 months later, my wife and I, we came into this opportunity. We saw the patches. We bought a diamond kit. We still hadn't worn one patch yet. I believed my friend. I believed her testimony of how it helped her neck, her sister's knee pain. I believed those testimonies. I believed the light therapy was going to work. I believe it was safe. I believe if I stuck this on my family and friends, somehow, some way, something good was going to happen. And I believe the law of abundance. And the biggest kit you can buy is a diamond kit. You can never do it again. It's done. So I said, give me that thing. That's the most amount of seeds I can get. And I'm going to start mailing this out to family and friends, 3 patches there, 4 patches there, not knowing what the heck I was doing. I just called them and said, listen, I come across these stickers, basically, put on you, it's safe, you know, wear it for 12 hours on, 12 hours off. I'm going to mail you just a few of them, stick it on you and tell me what happens. And that's basically how I started. And since I started with the law of abundance and trusting the Lord, I asked God, go before me, Lord. Right? And I know it's not going to work for everybody, but just help me work. Well, my daughter called me the first day, my son-in-law the first day. My wife and I were wearing this patch for 2.5 weeks. I felt nothing. My wife for 3 weeks, it was day 21 where she felt it. She was sweating 10 to 15 times a day wearing the patch with her hot flashes, hip pain, menopausal anxiety. But day 21, boom, that stopped. But in the meantime, since we believed that this would work, we got it on people we loved and care about, and didn't wait for us to have a feeling because we believed. I didn't have to wait for a feeling to believe it. And I encourage people, don't wait. People that you love and care about that are next to you are waiting for you. You are the conduit for the miracle of God in their life. Don't wait. Get patches on them. Pray. Ask God to lead you. Watch what happens. Watch what happens when you put the law of abundance. God will not be mocked. He put in the process of reaping and sowing. You put an apple seed in the ground, you get an apple tree. You put a ton of apple seeds in the ground, you get a ton of apple seeds. He who scatters sparingly is going to reap sparingly. He who scatters bountifully is going to do what? They're going to reap bountifully. Go all in. As Tony Robbins says, change your state. Don't settle for your feelings. Don't give your fear and doubt a voice. Give victory a voice. The caring for people a voice. Get these pats on people who love and care about you if you're new in this opportunity, and watch the miracles happen for you. So here we are. Within 90 days, I was working a lot, running an 18-man advertising company. So I didn't have much in the way of time. And I definitely wasn't looking for one more thing to do. I didn't have the time. But I got belief. We started sharing. 90 days in, we're making about $1,000 a week. I said, oh, this is crazy. Because, we make good money anyways, which is about whatever, 20,000 Rand, or I don't know how that would be. But, and so then we went on a cruise for 2 weeks and came back $2,000 richer, or like 40,000 Rand richer. I'm like, oh, that was interesting. I didn't put my foot on the gas to make that money. The collective efforts of word of mouth and other people sharing paid me. I thought, oh, well, if this gets bigger, then what's going to happen? My paycheck's going to get better. What also happened is, we're going to share about this, there was this convention, which we have coming here called the Believe Convention. Now, for you all, you will have Billy in South Africa who's on the call. If you can't make it over here to Florida, got it. If you can buy the Believe Convention virtual ticket and have a house party and get everybody on your team to that party, a watch party. Because here's what happened for me. We went from making $1,000 a week, 20,000 Rand basically a week, to 1,000 a day in about 6 to 7 months after the convention, just like this. Why? Because and here's the key, we got a bunch of other people to go, not us go, but a bunch of other people to go. It's the smartest way to work. Because now when you get the collective efforts of other people going in a system that basically creates duplication, then you're going to see multiplication in a way that you and I never could in our right minds. So you get this ticket, you have a watch party, you get your team on it. But what you want to do, if you had 10 friends on your team, then you have all 10 of your friends do 10 watch parties. Because you want the collective efforts of as many people as possible to be in this convention. This isn't a rah-rah, sis, boom, bah. This is how you work smarter. This is, if you go, you will grow. So if you go, have a house party, and that's why I stole that from Mena, being the good Christian I am. If you go, you'll grow. And so we want to see you experience what we're receiving. Because here we are, we went to, just, 6, 7 months later, making 1,000 a day. And then guess what? That went to rise and then to 10,000 a week. Right. And just, months ago. And, now we're at about 2,500 a day. Right. So, whatever, that's 50,000 Rand a day. I'm not doing that. And you've got a kid who's 24 making 1.5 times more than I make. I was a 24-year-old kid who can't, if you listen to him, he's not a salesman. I am. I'm a gifted salesman. But the problem is I can't find salespeople who work for my advertising company. So if you would have came to me and said, Ken, let's go sell this patch to a bunch of people. I'm like, I'm not doing it because I can't find salespeople. But salesmanship is different from word of mouth. Word of mouth is a sales force you and I don't have to train, if you will, because someone who can't sell goes to see a movie, they love it, they go back to the office, they tell everybody at the office how good the movie was, everybody at the office goes back and spends money to see the movie. That's word of mouth. That wasn't a sale. That's this. Put a patch on, life changes, share with other people, watch their life change, you get excited, right? And this thing begins to multiply. That's different than selling. So I just want to give you encouragement, get this Believe Convention ticket, get involved, because God is waiting to use you, change your life, go change other people's lives. There's a reason why it's better to give than to receive. And so it's going to be so spectacular because my wife and I, we pray for our organization. So we went from, think about this, here's how word of mouth works. Because I have a friend of mine who does very well. He's got 4 very successful restaurants. He's going to open a new restaurant. He says, Ken, I'm not going to have to advertise because of word of mouth on social media. I'll open the restaurant, people start talking online, and boom, it'll blow up. Well, he's going to make a lot of money. Well, guess what? That's why we're making a lot of money, because it blows up. That's why you can make a lot of money. And when I say how much money we're making, I'm not calling attention to me. For me, I'm the kind of guy who says, hey, if you can do it, I can do it too. I'm hoping you're that person that you're seeing, oh, if Ken can do it and a kid who's 24 can do better than Ken's doing, then maybe I can crush it too. I just got to latch on, cast the hook out there, pull this opportunity in, right? Plug into our system, right? Stay committed, stay trusting in the Lord, stay faithful, and then stay caring and watch what this thing will do. So, we want nothing but the best for you. And we know this, that God is blessing and he's not going to stop because that's his nature and this organization. And so we pray every day for our team. And we went from there it is. If one shares with one, then that means you have 2. If 2 share with 1, you have 4. 4 shares with 1, you have 8. 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 512, 1028. In 10 iterations of 1, just share with 1. You go from 1 to 10 to 1,000 people. Well, in 10 months, we went from 200 left, 200 right, 2,000 people. Now that was 10 months ago. Now we're at 19,000 people. That is not us. That's not we got lucky. That's the power of this patch and the power of word of mouth. And that's the availability you have for you, is to get access to that too. So in this Believe Convention, the virtual ticket for you down south, and for those in South Africa, and for those here in this country, you need to go. This, as you get your friends to it and do watch parties with it, it's going to change your life. So I'm excited, as you can tell. And my final thought with everybody when I share with them is, here's the deal. Fall in love with the dream maker. He will make your dreams come true. Don't make your dream your God. Don't make your goals your God. Make God your God. And he loves that because he just wants you and him together in everything. And he'll add unto you, as you delight yourself in him, he'll add unto you the things that you love to have, because that's just how good he is. So congratulations, everybody in this call. Those who are new, we're looking forward to partnering with you and helping you win big. And God's going to do it with you. It's Greg, and I appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Ken.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And you can see the energy. Imagine a room full of people like Ken and us that basically are super excited. And that's the part you understand, is that some people are like going, wow, he's got a lot of energy. No, when you understand, when you're passionate about helping people, that's how things change. That's why we talk about the Believe Convention. So we're a little bit over time, but we're going to share now.
Stay on, because we've got something important to share with you.
Yeah. So one thing we want to share is, again, let me go back here. Give me 30 seconds, because we have a promotion that we want to talk to you about. We were just talking about some of the people on our team that we were talking about specifically. What can we do as an additional little incentive that's going to make a big difference? There we go. And we want to recognize a few people that actually just hit some different levels. So here we go. Let me just do this real quick. So, oops, that's not what to do. Love when that happens. So Zoom, share screen, boom, there we go. Okay, there we go. So we always talk about, once again, we want to recognize some people first and foremost that actually have hit different levels. So when you talk about a manager, 2 left, 2 right, you become a manager. When you help 2 managers, you become a director. Well, we've had actually some new managers this past week that have actually achieved this status. So Lindsay Tremeri, within 2 weeks, said, I'm going to tear this thing up. And she sponsored 4 people very quickly, actually became a new manager that's actually under John and Marlene Clayton, who's actually underneath, well, it's underneath.
Person is sponsored by you. Oh, Sandra Jackson.
Sandra Jackson,
So
who's sponsored by John and Marlene, sponsored by us. It's pretty amazing. And then Gary Burke. So Gary Burke actually became a new manager. He's down in Miami. I got a chance to meet him through Brendan out of South Africa. So Brendan's now got a manager. He's about to be a director, which is pretty cool, which is very, very fun. And then we have a couple that actually hit director last week, which is actually Rob and Lisa Weaver. So I don't think they're on right now. We recognize them.
I think Lisa may be on. If Lisa, I don't know, we didn't queue you up.
Yeah, we didn't queue you up.
But if you want to just say hi and
yes, we'd love to have you say hi real quick. Are you available to say hi?
If not, that's okay.
Usually we don't have managers speak. We have directors speak if she's available. She spoke, her and her husband, Rob, spoke last night, which was fantastic. We had the local team meeting here. So Lisa, are you there? If not, that's okay. So that's how she probably goes, I don't want to talk.
Yeah,
so
it's okay.
It's okay.
We didn't queue Lisa up, but
sorry.
thank you for being on.
And like I mentioned, the different team meetings, like I said, Ken and I are building the heck out of the Sarasota. I mean, it is going to be a packed house. We talked about the Believe Convention again in Buena Vista Palace. Punta Cana is actually an incentive trip that is actually available. Those who are in South Africa and Europe, you can go to Marrakesh, Morocco, which is absolutely phenomenal. This is for Punta Cana. There's amazing place. The pictures are stunning. It's an amazing location. The Marrakesh hotel there is phenomenal. There's a tracker for that. We're going to talk a little more about that. But we actually wanted to talk about something that we put together with Josh, who's on our team, said, hey, I want to put together another digital event for his team. We said, we'll piggyback on that and we'll do it for the other people that are not a part of Josh's team. But it's something called Gold Rush. It's basically going to be for the next 5 weeks. So with the Punta Cana trip, when you sponsor someone at the gold level, you basically get 2 points for sponsoring somebody and you get 4 points basically for signing up a diamond. So that goes towards your trip to get to Punta Cana or to Morocco. We said, let's piggyback on this and we're going to actually enter your name into a drawing 5 weeks from now, basically on the 14th, where basically the more ticket entries you get by earning more. So even if someone signs up a new gold and they've only got 2, you still got a chance. But obviously if you sign up diamonds or you sign up golds, it's not the other ones. It's not for upgrades. It's just for people doing that. We're going to have a drawing for people basically with one person, we're going to spin a wheel and then one person is going to earn $500 to help pay for anything else. But we just want to incentivize people because we want to help people focus on the business builders on basically getting it started. So this is something that we're doing. We just kicked it off today. So it's now live today. So if you sign up any golds, you want to get back to us and make sure you get to the team you're working with and let us know. We're going to be able to go to the back office and record it and make sure, and then we're going to put your name in the wheels and you want to have your name in there multiple times. So you can have your name in 4 times, 2 times, 20 times if you want to. So obviously more times your name is on there in the next 5 weeks. It's just another additional thing where like, heck, you know, some people were talking about, they said, well, if I could have a little extra money coming in, well, here's another little incentive that we're doing. So we're going to be doing a quick video on this, explains to everybody because not everybody was on here, but we want to make sure anybody that's not on Josh's team, we're going to be able to piggyback and do this for anyone else for the $500. So we just want to mention that.
So this is something that everyone can do, and everyone you have to be in it to win it. So you know, share with your friends, get them signed up gold or diamond.
And this is what happens when you normally for the points here for the track.
Yeah. And Punta Cana and Marrakesh, Morocco are all inclusive, fully paid flights as well. So you don't want to miss out. These trips are amazing.
Yeah. And we still got basically 2.5 months, almost 3 months left. It's until September 1st to either become a senior director and qualify for 6 weeks during that period of time, which is basically really mid-July, you've got to be qualified for, or you can earn points by staying a manager, by being a senior director or above or whatever, all these different points you can earn. And then when you sign up people, you actually get points for that. And so if you can get up to 60 points, you can go get a trip for 2. If you get over 85 points, they pay for 2 plane tickets instead of just 1. And I don't want to go over more details on that. Get together with a person so we can talk more about that.
Get together with the person that invited you,
Yes.
and reach out to us if you have any questions, please. We're here to help you next week, Monday. So this meeting is every Monday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard or 7 p.m. South African time, for you to bring guests to. You don't want to be coming alone. You want to grow. And so make sure you invite your friends next week. But between now and next week, Monday, there are other Zooms. Please reach out to us for any questions you may have. And thank you for being on this evening and this afternoon.
And Ken, thank you for sharing. We are so fired up to be working with Ken. We get together and we have an hour-long meeting in 20 minutes. It's amazing. So we both talk very fast. We're very excited. But again, get together with the person who brought you on here. If you got any questions, reach out to us. If you don't have our direct information, reach out to the person who brought you. They probably have our information and we can help you out. But again, we want to help you grow, and we want to, so I say, let us know how we can help you grow. So whatever we can do to help you do that, that would be awesome. So otherwise, have a blessed day. Let us know what we can do. But again, we're going to be excited to actually help you to get these trips. And again, we want to spin that wheel and have your name on it multiple times so you can win that extra money. So it's just another extra little incentive we want to do to bless somebody. So God bless you guys. Have an amazing day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.